It's just a lifestyle, the farm. You know, there's things you can do on the farm every day that there's nothing like growing a good crop. It's hard to explain. You know, when you walk into it and it's finally finished and it's packaged up and you're getting, you know, good feedback about it, there's nothing like it. It's a labour of love. I'm Matthew Vella. I'm a market gardener from Camden in Sydney. So we've been farming, so I'm the third generation. My grandfather was a veggie farmer. He migrated to Australia from Malta. I left school and continued the business with my brother John.
I got introduced to the Vella family. I see them as a big family and they work like a family, and it's a family business, through a client of ours who thought they could actually benefit from getting an accountant with knowledge of property.
We had a good season and we ran into a few tax problems and structure wasn't correct for what we were looking for. One of my best mates actually put me on to Key Business and gave him a call and set up a meeting.
You know, John told me, he said, mate, the fact that you just came to our house the first time we called you, none of the advisors we've had in the past have ever done that for us. Came out here voluntarily to actually see what we do and how we do it.
I spoke to Vlad and said, I need someone that's aware of the issues with owning property and tax and these issues. We've had an expansion within the business, so we've got the opportunity to make money and build the business, but retaining it and protecting it was a priority. We've got a fairly strong family set up and Vlad understands that. We've got such a good relationship. He's comfortable to come in and discuss it with the whole family. It's not a matter of everyone going to a different accountant and then trying to muddle ourselves through it. Vlad comes up with options and we sort through it. So that's why the relationship's good, but he also keeps the relationship within the business and our family, you know, healthy as well.
I showed him the way on how we could potentially restructure business so they didn't have to suffer from seasonality. They face a very different sort of lifestyle and they do put in a lot of sacrifices because these guys work very long hours. They work, 7 days a week almost.
We literally started with 3 people and employ 40 now. It's setting up so that it is even saleable because a business is only as good as the people running it. Vlad's given us advice on that in the past too, how to employ people, how to sponsor our current staff that are on seasonal working visas. Just having access to that big pool of people is a massive help. So we had that good season and we were still rapidly growing the business, spending it on infrastructure and equipment. We basically went from that point to COVID. We received a big tax bill that we had sort of discussed with our previous accountant to start mitigating. That was what sort of prompted us to change accountants. When we got it, we discussed that with Vlad at our initial meeting and he said, look, there was a few things that definitely should have been done, but let's just set up a company and set up some other things. In the meantime, once we got everything settled, Vlad reviewed our 2020 returns and he got business back 6 figures of money. It was a massive amount of money for something that Vlad said should have been done, which was basic accounting. So we were lacking that in the business.
Really, over those challenges they faced and our involvement in helping them out, I think we formed a very close sort of respect for each other.
I don't think you can put enough value on having a quality accountant. I mean, in the last couple of years since we've been working with Key Business, it's the advice you get and where else to put the money or work the numbers. You can literally make a whole bunch of money and pay it all out in tax, or you can shift money around and have it work for you, spend it in your business. There'd never be a point in my life where I wouldn't be with a quality accountant after dealing with Vlad. There's just no chance.
I respect what they do. I think it's very important because without them, we'll all go hungry, right? We need to, help our farmers as much as possible.
My perfect world, we'd get the business to a point where it runs itself, runs with staff and sections, but we're obviously still here, not working 7 days a week, and it just continues to run. But the farm is a funny thing like that. It can continue to produce for generations. It's just holding on to the land and keeping it working. But yeah, we'd like to take a step back and either hand over to the next generation if they were interested, or employ people to continue the business.